to the Locals in the Loop podcast. Sitting here with Jack, last name.
Jack Travers.
Jack Travers. The head chef of Woombye Pub.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been head chef for?
I've been here for about 2.5 years now, and I've been the head chef for 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And how long have you been chefing for?
I've been chefing all my life, really. Growing up, I was very food orientated, and my parents had a pub, so I was very involved in the kitchens pretty early.
I'm assuming that's in the UK.
Yeah, that was back in the UK, yeah. And so I was really involved in the kitchens there and sort of, loved food myself. And so that's really how I got involved with it. But, and it was coming back to Australia, traveling actually, that got me more involved with chefing again.
Yeah.
It was coming back here really that's really picked up my chefing.
So you've kind of always been a chef, basically?
Always been, yeah. In my sort of early 20s, I moved into more front house management and event management. But once traveling, it was back to chefing.
Yeah, cool. And how would you rate the English pub food? I've got a lot of English friends, and it's like it's like an argument.
Yeah.
I'm like, English pub food sucks. Do you have like a soft spot for English food?
I definitely do. And one of the things, sort of no shade to Australian pubs, is I found getting here is you've got a lot of things on your menus that you just can't lose in Australian pubs. And I think food back home, especially pub food, has a little bit more variety. For example, I'd never heard of a chicken palmy until I got here 3 years ago. Yeah, so whereas here you can't possibly have a pub menu without a chicken palmy on it.
Nah.
So
I will avoid the pubs without a palmy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you do get a bit more variety back home, but I think that's sort of changing up here a little bit now as well.
What's like the best pub food in England?
See, I love a ploughman's. Yeah, just like that sort of simple food, nice bread, nice cheese, really good pickles, and sort of just assemble it yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Anything you can eat with your hands, I love.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd go for.
And then where did you like travel? Which country?
So I've done a lot of travel in Europe, and sort of North Africa, Egypt, Morocco, that sort of thing. That's really good for food travel.
Yeah, I was
if you
going
ever
to
get a
say.
chance. I've done a bit of Thailand, and then for the past 5-6 years, I've been Australia and New Zealand.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've brought like those influences in to your food?
I like to think so, yeah. And I really like to, when I go on holiday and I taste something, I like to experiment with it when I get home. And so, yeah, I really do think I like to bring those influences into my food. And especially, funny enough, English and New Zealand food as well. They're things that I am quite comfortable cooking, and people really, really sort of love. Like our seafood chowder that we've got on our menu. That's a dish I learnt to cook when I was in New Zealand.
Is that Kiwi?
It's kind of a bit debated, but they do a lot of seafood chowder down there. South Island, they love their mussels, they love their chowder, and so I learnt to cook that sort of down here, put it on here as a special, and it flies out the door sort of thing.
That's so random. It's nothing. I'd never think to get a chowder.
No, you should give it a try when you come in, yeah. But people really love it, and it's really good for us to see people enjoy our food like that.
Yeah.
As well,
What's like the spice you can't live without? Spices.
Okay. I don't think I could live without cumin personally. That's the spice I'd go for. It's sort of involved in so much, and I really, if I'm cooking something for myself, I like to cook those sort of like North African, Middle Eastern flavors, and it's so essential for it. But it's really hard, as well, because my taste, and I think people's tastes change over time, and sort of what you like at the moment. So it's really versatile, really.
Yeah, right. And then, when you were like growing up, was it just traditional sort of food?
It was. So for me, growing up, I liked to cook mostly for my mum, right?
Yeah.
But it was.
And she's like English, no different heritage sort of thing?
Yeah, she's English.
Okay.
Yeah. And but it was always a case of me asking what I want for dinner, and it's like, yeah, okay, but you've got to cook it, and so that's how I sort of.
She did that.
Yeah, and so that's how I learned to cook
God.
and learned to experiment with food. And yeah, that's really how it all sort of starts, I guess.
Whoa, that's so funny. I had an Italian mum, so she was always like,
did you?
Feast, yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then so, at the Woombye, your the menu changes. Do you do like seasonal changes?
Yeah, so we try and do 2 menus a year, like a summer and a winter menu.
Yeah.
Whether they're sort of full menu changes or just a couple of seasonal dishes, kind of depends on how people are enjoying it and what's going on. But yeah, we aim for 2 changes a year.
What's like the most popular dish? Palmy.
Yeah. we honestly we could go through, you know, sometimes 60, 70 palmies a night. It can be a lot. I think it also depends on that sort of summer and winter menu as well. On those winter menus, things like a steak and ale pie, or a casserole, or a
steak and what pie?
Steak and ale, or a steak and Guinness.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They
go. Owl. I was like,
it's the accent.
Yeah.
People love those sort of slow cooked meats, those really deep flavors in winter, and then in summer it's got to be fresh salad, seafood, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think especially in Australia as well, where your food is so seasonal and your weather's so seasonal and everything, you've really got to sort of mix it up. It's not like in England where you can go for a roast dinner every Sunday because it's raining. You know,
Yes.
like.
I lived with an English person every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday.
Without fail. Oh. And then, so have you got the summer menu out now?
Not yet. So we're working on our summer menu. It's a little bit delayed this year, where we've got all our garden opening outside. We didn't want to do a full change of a menu to then look at rechanging the menu in a couple of months' time. So we're putting off our summer menu until we launch our beer garden.
Yeah, so that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Woombye Pub has a bloody beer garden. We need more beer gardens. So it's opening out next door in...
Yeah, we're hoping to have it open by Christmas. I believe sort of sometime in November is when we're planning.
Are you going to have a party?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's going to be a big launch party.
Oh, amazing. And then what food? Don't know yet.
We don't really know yet. We want to do something that, fits the theme of outside, but it's still kind of be decided yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, okay. Stay tuned. Oh, that's awesome. And then, so what drew you to the Woombye Pub?
So I really loved that sort of local vibe that it has. Yeah. And that's something I'm, from back home, very familiar with and, used to in a pub environment. And so that's really what drew me to the place in general.
Yeah.
The vibe, the locals, and the team as well, the people. It's a really great place to work. So that's what kept me sticking around.
Yeah, that's awesome. And because were you only in sunny coast in Australia, or you been?
I've been a little bit all over. So I was here when I left the UK. I was here for 1 year before I went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I travelled a bit all over. I was here. I was in WA, and me and some friends did a sort of coast to coast drive.
Oh yeah.
We did that over a year, and then I went to New Zealand. Since I've come back, I've stuck around the sunny coast.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's cool. And then, because you find it's very local. Do you find a lot of the workers in Woombye are local? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You see, it is a very local environment. You know, you see people in the pub, you see them in the shops, you see people everywhere. It's a small town vibe, but I really love that. It means you can give that service, you can make people's events really special. You can be really involved in that community.
Yeah. It's when you know the locals by their beer, not their name.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, or how they have their steak done.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and then because how long has the Woombye Pub been around for? Because it's been rejuvenated.
Yeah. So the building originally, I think, is an 1800s or 1900s.
Really?
Yeah, it's over a century old building. I think the Northern Group's had it since 2010, and there's been a renovation that happened in here just before I started.
Yeah,
It's a bit strange. I come in and I talk to people, and they're, the place looks so different. But I've only ever seen it like this, so you just got to go along with it. But yeah, so they've had a big renovation here, and then to finish up outside. But it's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's nice to have these old classic pubs on the coast.
Yeah. The old buildings really give
character
to the place,
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's nice.
If the walls could talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being a chef, because I've always found it the most stressful job ever because I was a bar bitch and I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way I'm serving in that kitchen. Do you find it really stressful?
It is a high stress job at the
Yeah.
end of the day, and you do have to deal with that essentially. Experience in the kitchen, deals with that. Preparation in the kitchen really
Yeah.
helps. If you're working in a kitchen that isn't prepared, isn't staffed properly, it is going to be one of the worst experiences of your life, and you'll probably cry in the freezer.
Yeah.
But when it all goes well, when you have a good team, when you're nice and prepared, when you know what's going to happen, it can be a real laugh. You're really sort of in that zone.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you've been cooking for 4 hours. It's just doing the thing,
Yeah.
And those sorts of shifts, when it's like that, it's really enjoyable. to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think about stress. You don't think about the pressure.
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
good. Because, like, chefs are notoriously angry people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Are you an angry chef?
it is. I try not to be an angry chef. Like, don't get me wrong.
Do the right thing and I'm not angry.
And I don't think as well, as you say, kitchens are very stressful environments, and so there's not a lot of room in there for chefs with egos.
Yeah.
And, there's no point making everybody around your life's worse just because you're in a bad mood sort of thing, if you ask me. So I do try to keep a team that doesn't have those sorts of egos on them.
Yeah.
But again, it's a high stress environment and people can react all sorts of ways in them. And,
Yeah. I couldn't do it. It's
no.
hot, stressful.
the heat here in this country has been something I've had to get over.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just the chef suit so hot.
yeah, no, it is. Like, I've got nice little sort of patches on
yeah.
the side, but yeah, the summer can get really bad in there. Like,
Oh, God. And then, have you ever had any, like, bad chef bosses?
like a few.
Ramsay style?
No one quite that bad.
Yeah.
There's been a few, sort of like no-nonsense chefs I've worked with. But, at the end of the day, sort of, and the longer I've been in this industry, you do start to see why they're like that, and when I think,
We'd hate to give someone food poisoning. That'd just be, like, the worst thing ever.
absolutely, and it's not just people's dinner. You've got to think about those sorts of things, and especially with like allergens and food intolerances.
Yes.
You've got to take those things deadly seriously.
That would be so much more stressful.
But there's processes in place to deal with these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And and if you follow the processes, it's not stressful.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing what you're doing and being prepared, I think.
Yeah. And who do you like? Who's like your? Who do you admire as a chef, or inspiration?
It's going to sound cheesy, but my mum,
Yeah.
like it's I'm not really the whole sort of celebrity chef thing. That couldn't really say there's many that I sort of look up to in terms of that.
Yeah.
More just because I don't follow it more than anything. But those sort of cooking influences in my life have always been from family and from growing up, and I think food really is it brings a lot of emotion with it.
Yeah.
And so those sorts of being cooked for or cooking for people, like my mum and being taught by that,
Yeah.
really is sort of where those inspirations lie, I think.
Yeah.
And especially with me, like when someone would ask me, what's my favourite thing to cook, it's more about, I like cooking for events. I like cooking for people, like
Yeah.
Christmas dinner or somebody's birthday, and to really make something special.
Yeah.
That's where I think it really lies, on food making people happy.
Do you like curate a menu around them?
Yeah, like Christmas, for example. I love having loads of people over for Christmas. I'll do a full menu based on who's going to be there and what people like.
That's
And
sick.
I
Can I
love,
come?
yeah, absolutely.
Sick.
And I love spending a lot of time on those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy, and it makes the people I love happy. And you see the same sort of thing, in this industry as well.
Yeah.
We're able to put food out for people for those special occasions, whether it's just a Friday night or a birthday,
Yeah.
and make people happy, and that's what I really like.
Do you ever get like requests from people for dishes?
Absolutely, all the time.
What is it?
Don't
Don't say mac and cheese because it might me cry.
you get all sorts of funny requests, and I can't think of any funny ones now, but
I once had when I was in a cafe, they wanted jam on toast, but they wanted the bread not toasted,
oh yeah,
the butter in a ramekin,
yeah.
and then the jam in a ramekin, but and nothing can touch, and then a poached egg in the middle, but nothing can touch. I was like typing in for the chef. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna hate me.
You get a few things like that, and you do see quite a lot of like deconstructed meals like that. You know, the veggies on the side and this on the side, and
do you like take that with like grace, or be like, go the fuck home?
No, absolutely. Like you've got to, and you know, I'm quite particular about some foods as well. There are things I absolutely can't eat. There are things, you know, so, and everybody has their own quirks, I guess.
Yeah.
And again, you know, it's about making them happy, and if that's what makes people happy, I'm happy to do it. Don't get me wrong, you get some requests in the middle of a Friday night service that become difficult to achieve. Yeah. But we will do our absolute best to make people happy, you know.
That was very politically correct spoken. I cannot be behind the scenes on that Friday night. And then, do you like cook for yourself?
Absolutely, yeah, I love cooking for myself. I don't get to do it as much as I would like, and you know, when you spend 5 days a week cooking, on your 2 days off, you don't want to spend 2 days cooking. But yeah, I like to cook at home as much as I can.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What do you cook for yourself?
So last night I made a Thai beef salad for me and my partner. It was really delicious, and I love growing a lot of produce at home as well. So anything I can use that I've grown at home, I love.
Yeah, that's cool. Like herbs and also veggies?
Yeah, herbs, veggies, tomatoes, cucumbers. I do a lot of lettuce and rocket and things like that.
You're doing like my Italian grandfather proud for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, and with the price of food these days, it's worthwhile doing. So.
I know, it's ridiculous. And then, because where do you get your like beef and stuff? Or do you obviously Thai beef salad?
So personally, generally I will just get stuff from the supermarket.
Yeah, right.
Or a butcher. If you can use a butcher, it is generally better quality. You do pay for a butcher, but supermarket meat is generally good quality.
Have you seen there's like that butcher up at Hunchy?
I haven't, no.
And it's farmer to consumer.
Oh yeah.
But you need a code to get in.
Oh really?
It's so fucking confusing. No, I've tried to get in so many times. I'm like, I'm trying to support you. Yeah. I'm not digitally savvy. And then, do you find like there's more like vegetarians now?
Absolutely, and varying diets as well. Yeah. All the time, like every single day. And there's a lot more gluten-free and celiac, sort of gluten intolerance these days. Yeah. And vegetarian. And you just can't possibly do a menu without taking that into consideration these days. And even now, you know, when I'm looking at my next menu, I'm going to have to increase the number of vegetarian dishes that we actually have on the menu, because we're always getting sort of comments and feedback about that.
What's your favourite like veggie meal?
I love a roasted vegetable. Like if you ever had baba ganoush. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a dip with roasted vegetables, and you roast them all up and then blend them down and eat it with pita bread. That is how I eat my roasted veggies every day.
That's cool.
Really good. Bit of chili.
Oh yeah,
really good.
I love chili.
Yeah.
Oh. And then what would be like your advice for someone looking to become a chef?
Honestly, I think just get involved. Yeah. There's I was lucky because I grew up in pubs, but I still, you start off washing dishes, and then, you start doing prep work, and then you step up sort of as and when needed. As, you've already mentioned, kitchens can be sort of volatile environments. Yeah. So, if you're there and you're ready to step in, there's going to be the opportunity for you to do so. Yeah. And really just getting stuck in and not being afraid to experiment with food. And again, I've mentioned food is quite expensive these days, so it does become, difficult. A lot of people can't afford to go and completely mess up a meal. But it's about that experimenting and work, cooking something, trying something, eating it. What worked, what didn't work, and, repetition of coming up with your own recipes of how you like to cook the meals. Yeah. And I think that's the key thing, really. Once you start to do that, you start to get an understanding of food that will allow you to easily do it. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you you didn't study it, did you?
I did. No, I went to catering college when I was back in England. Yeah. So I did that as part of I was working and studying, so 2 days a week at college and 3 days a week working. I did that back in England before I then left kitchens to do management. Yeah. But it was good. It was. It's actually
the best college you just cooked.
Yeah, no, but it's funny because there's so many things, and I think it was especially relevant in England, that you learnt to do in college that you just never did when you actually got into a kitchen
I
environment.
feel like that's just uni.
Yeah.
I haven't used any of my degree.
But it's good, you know, and you get that sort of foundation knowledge on how to do things,
Yeah.
and you then expand that into sort of your work in the kitchen.
Yeah. Would you encourage people to study?
Absolutely, yeah. And there's some really good programs in Australia for your chefing. In Australia, it's, you know, people look at chefing like a trade, and other places in the world don't see it the same way. And so here you are trained well and you're paid well, and I think it's a really good career for anyone to get into.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
There you
so back in England, you know, the chefs aren't paid as much as they are here, and it's not considered a trade like it is here. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it more like just a stage in your life?
Yeah, it's seen more as like a stopgap. You do something you do when you're in uni, you do some kitchen work, and then you sort of move out. Whereas, you know, it's here it's considered skilled work.
There you go. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. Is your mum proud of you then, or she's like, when are you going to be a common lawyer?
No, she loves it. She loves it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Has she come out here?
She hasn't been to Sunshine Coast. I've met up with her over in WA for Christmas when I was over there, but she hasn't been to Sunshine Coast yet. No. Bringing her here though would be like a visit from the Queen, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's it'd be good.
And then when you create your menu, is it just do you work together collaboratively with a team, or?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really important to get sort of guest feedback as well, feedback from the team and feedback from the front of house staff, because you know, it can't just all be things that I like and I enjoy and I want to cook. You know, the team needs to be able to cook it and be passionate about it and be able to replicate it to a consistent standard every time.
Yeah.
The front of house team needs to be happy to talk and sell this to a customer, and, you know, be happy to actually present this to a customer when they've paid for it. And so I think it really is a huge collaboration to get that right menu. It can't just be, you know, the way I'll generally do it is I'll write a huge menu and then we'll trim it down based on what we think is going to be important and what people want and the feedback we've kind of got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is really important to get multiple people's opinions, because everyone's got differing opinions on foods. You know, everyone likes things different, and so I think it's important to get that input in a menu.
Yeah. And then you've got, because there's nothing worse when you go to a pub and then they've closed the kitchen for a few hours on the weekend. So you guys got the all day menu?
Yeah, so we do an all day menu. So we serve food all day. And I think especially when the garden opens up as well, that's going to ramp up.
Yeah, that's so good.
It's just getting to the point you've got to do food all day, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. It's like a sunny coast thing, because I was come from Sydney, I'm like, what do you mean it's closed? Half an hour? What? I'll come in and help. And then you've got today's Wednesday. Last night you had curry night.
Yeah, we had curry night last night.
It sounds so good.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I love curry night. It's usually one of my nights off, so I love the nights when I have to come and work curry night. Suman, our chef, he cooks an amazing curry every week, and then that goes out on the Tuesday night, and it's great. I absolutely love it. Watch out for his biryani. He does an amazing biryani.
What's that?
It's a biryani, so it's it's a rice dish. So it's spiced with meat and vegetables, and then so it's like a curry, but it's a mixed rice dish.
Oh, yum.
Really, really good.
Where's that from?
It's an Indian dish. I'm not really sure the origins, but he does an amazing one, and it's my favourite sort of Indian food to have. So I will always order it when I go up for an Indian, and his is better than anyone else's. I know. Trust me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is that a special?
Yes, we do that every Tuesday. We don't always do the biryani. It's a rotating menu.
Yeah.
It's what's in season and what we're sort of doing at the time. But we'll normally do it once every month or so.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
And then what are your other deals?
So we do a palmy night every Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
That's always popular.
Yeah.
Palmy night. People love palmy night. And then Thursday is pizza pasta night.
Oh, yeah.
So we do $24 pizzas and pastas. That's a rotating menu as well that changes every week.
Yeah.
And Monday night we do kids eat free.
Ah.
Yeah, which is always popular as well.
Yes. That's so good. And then how do you like decide what deals are you going to do? Or is it kind of pretty much a staple?
Yeah, I mean, it's
No steak night?
not yet. It's something we're looking at. So hopefully we'll get to do a steak night as
God,
well.
I remember when I was at the pub doing steak night, for $10 including a schooner.
Yeah.
Going way back. It would be like queued out the door. Oh, it was stressful. It was the most stressful night of the week to work.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And everyone likes their steak done different as well.
Yes.
So keeping everybody happy can be a bit of a juggle.
Yeah, I worked in a pub and our head chef was vegetarian.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Steak night was a shit show. It was like steak in, steak out, steak in, steak out.
I bet you had some really good vegetarian dishes though on that menu.
I don't remember.
Don't remember?
I just PTSD from the steak. And then, what about like dessert?
Dessert. So I've got to be honest. I am not a very good baker.
Yeah.
I love decorating desserts. I love doing desserts. Last week I did a tiramisu, which we had up on special. It was really, really good. But don't ask me to bake a cake. Yeah, I can't do it.
That's so funny. Tiramisu. I love tiramisu.
Yeah, me too. It's my
Not that I'm
favourite.
biased, 'cause I'm Italian. Cool. And then, what are you like kind of most looking forward to in the summer here? Besides, obviously, the beer garden's going to be so cool.
I mean, the beer garden. Hopefully, the beer garden's going to bring with it some live music as well.
Yeah.
I really love
the right person.
Yeah. We already do a bit. We do like a blues on a Sunday here.
That's this Sunday.
Yeah, it is, and it's really good as well.
Yeah.
Like, I always make sure I'm out to see it. And so I'm hoping that's going to ramp up more as well, and we're going to see a lot more things like that going on in the garden.
Yeah.
And really just bring that awesome environment for people to enjoy the food in. You know?
What's your favourite beer too?
I'll be honest, I'm not a big drinker, but the ginger beer that we've got on here, the alcoholic ginger beer, that's really good. Have you tried it?
Is it Brooklyn?
I think so.
Is it Elephant?
Yes.
Yeah, that's manly.
Is it? Yeah. I love things like that.
Yeah, nice. Do you ever do pairings?
No, I like to, and especially those light sort of fruity lagers, I think pair really well, especially in the garden with beans and ribs and things like that. So I enjoy doing things like that as well. Pairing the wines with the steaks or the pastas.
Yeah.
And I'd be really keen to see more of that in the future as well.
Yeah, bring in a little sommelier.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Have you had a dish that's had a really strong reaction from the customers, either expected, unexpected?
Yeah, quite a few. Like I mentioned the chowder earlier.
That's
when
just
we
random.
got that up on a special, we had to get it on our next menu. We literally had people phoning up to see if we had the chowder on today, and it's nuts how much people really enjoy that.
What is is it just
I think it's
is it a
it
hot
reminds them
bowl?
of home sort of thing. Yeah, it's a big bowl. It's like a creamy broth, and it's got prawns,
Creamy,
mussels.
cream?
Yeah, creamy. So it's made with potato and leeks and onions and cream, and it's like a soup. And so it's cooked down with mussels and fish, and served with lemon and bread. And I think it, people ate it a lot at home, and so I'm really keen to come and eat it here.
That's crazy.
And things like that, they just go wild. I also had similar with I did a steak and ale casserole with suet dumplings, like I would eat back in England.
Suet dumplings?
Suet dumplings, yeah. So they're suet's like a fat from beef.
Yeah.
And it's mixed with flour, and then you make a fluffy dumpling with it to go on top of your stew.
That is so weird but cool.
Yeah, I mean, so we ate them a lot at home. It's a real sort of home
peasant
comfort
food.
Yeah, it's peasant food, yeah. But you put it on as a special here, and people were raving about it because they haven't had things like that for such a long time.
Yeah.
And I think people really respond to those dishes that remind them of home.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, which is why there's that connection with the roast and...
Yeah, absolutely.
And what the hell is a Yorkshire pudding? What is it?
So a Yorkshire pudding it's like a batter, yeah? It's like a batter
I've
mix.
seen it and I'm that doesn't look good.
And they're really good. You fill them with gravy and roast beef and horseradish, and they're really, really good. It's just kind of like a batter. It's like a dumpling or a piece of bread, really, to go with it. But they are, they're really nice.
Yeah,
Have you tried one?
Nah.
No?
I've just looked at it. But I think my old roommate would buy them pre-packaged.
Yeah,
and they just look gross.
Yeah, no, they do. You've got to have the homemade ones, but they're good.
Yeah. And then any other surprising dishes?
Trying to think what else people have really responded to.
Did you find there was like a difference between WA and here?
Yeah, quite a big one actually.
Yeah.
WA, the restaurants I was working in, it was very seafood oriented.
Yeah. Which is weird because we're like on the coast, but we are very like steak.
Yes,
chicken.
yeah. And it was weird because when I was over in WA, a lot of their seafood was shipped over. I remember there was a lot of problems with mussels and things coming over from this side because they couldn't get them through. So, but yeah, from what I saw, there's a lot of seafood on that one. Whereas here, you know, people love this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then what's your kind of like tip for even just like cooking at home? What's the best tip? Because like personally with me, I find like less is more. I don't really like, you know, when you see some Asian recipes and like 55,000 sauces. I'm like, that's not food.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the biggest things I learned to improve my food was to really sort of take care at every stage of the cooking. Yeah. You know, if a meal has multiple stages, make sure you're seasoning at every stage, tasting at every stage, and making sure each stage is complete before you move on to the next one. Specifically, like if you're doing a casserole, make sure you brown that meat before it goes in. That's going to make a huge difference. Doing the right things in the right order properly really makes a difference to a dish that you could do all the same things, but you know, and it won't come to the same
That's
quality.
like when I make lasagna, I'm like, it's a 2-day thing. It's
Yeah,
a labor
absolutely.
of love. Have you had like a worst food experience? Obviously not at the Woombye.
Not at the Woombye, no. I've had quite a few disappointing food experiences, and I do always wonder if being in this industry just makes me a bit spoilt for going to other places.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I'm in a place, I can see all the problems that are happening in real time, and I just want to enjoy my food, sort of thing. So yeah, it makes me quite nervous going out to eat because of that, really.
Yeah. That's not even like it's hard to find so many places. There isn't that level of care, and even like Mum and I, it's like, wow. So many times you're better off eating at home.
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely.
like you need a chef that's passionate about the menu and not just like, I've seen some. There's just cooking because I have to cook.
Yeah.
Definitely that level of care and like loving the food.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about putting the love in food, really.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if it's just thrown together and chucked out, it's going to be subpar.
Yeah. What's about like your best dining experience?
So,
Like proper, or the like most expensive meal.
the most expensive meal, gosh,
And was it the best?
it rarely is. Like, it's
Yeah,
normally,
it's like this big.
you normally leave and you want to, you want to go and make a sandwich or something because you're still hungry.
Yeah.
My best dining experiences they've always been sort of abroad, and I think that's because it's always something new. One of the best ones I can actually think of, I was in Tel Aviv in Israel, and me and my partner stopped at this little place and just got some hummus and pita bread.
My God, I love hummus.
And it came out and it was in this big mortar and pestle, and it was warm, and you had to mash it yourself and eat it, and it was the best thing I've ever eaten. I've never been able to replicate it. Yeah, and so I think those are the best. It's not always the fanciest place or the most expensive place. It's something new, something exciting, and things like that.
Was there a spice in the hummus?
Again, I reckon you had some cumin, some garlic, some smoked paprika. But I couldn't tell you what about it. Like, all the flavours there were the same, but something they did to it just made it out of this world.
I've tried to make hummus and I can never make it as good.
Yeah? Yeah, it's nuts. There's so much to it that
You'd think it's simple. Like, I'm gonna go on Audi. Gonna get Yumis. So, with the grand opening of the beer garden in start of summer, what's like, when you think of it, what dish do you envision like being out there?
So we haven't got anything nailed down yet, but I'm really looking at those sort of small plates, tapas, sharing plates, sort of those things to share with your friends out in the garden, and
What's
sort
the
of,
best?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And what sort of like tapas I'm going to Spain soon, so
Oh yeah.
give me some Spain tapas tips.
Oh, so definitely try some chorizo when you're out there,
Yeah.
right? The chorizo you get when you're in Europe is so much better than you get here.
Yeah.
And
Chorizo with pineapple.
yeah, and patatas bravas are your go-to for tapas.
What's that?
It's like a little potato,
Potatoes?
yeah, in like a sort of tomatoey, spicy tomato sauce.
Yum.
Yeah, no, they're really good.
And then what sort of like tapas out here do you...
I'd really like to try and do something that fits the sort of Australian palate, some seafood, some fresh salads, some pineapple.
Yeah.
Really see what we've got. I'd like to try and find somewhere in the middle where we've got those, that tapas style, but those Australian flavours.
Yeah.
But what that is yet is still to come.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
And how do you have your oysters? What's your best way to have oysters?
I don't eat oysters.
He doesn't eat oysters.
I don't eat oysters, I'm afraid.
Oh, what's the most popular? Natural.
Yeah, I think so. And people love like Kilpatrick,
Yeah.
with the bacon and the thing. I think that's how a lot of people like it. But when I've served oysters, it's mostly been natural.
I feel like it'd be natural in WA and Kilpatrick and Queensland.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, really looking forward to the opening celebration.
Yeah, me too. Come on
here.
down.
I bloody will.
Yeah.
Seeking some bands to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to get your band out there in the beer garden grand opening, drop us a DM. I'll filter it so you don't get smashed. Awesome.
No, thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers for
you.
having me.
Thanks.